Hey guys, it's heyzom here. I really don't show my face that much, but this is what I look like. I got like my little work glasses on, but yeah, D&D just had a D&D Direct, and it had some upcoming things in it. And I wanted to talk about some of the things I liked and some of the things I disliked. I want to keep this in order of how the stream goes so you can follow along. If you're currently watching it or have already seen it. So let's get into it. One of the very first things they talked about in the direct is the Minecraft D&D, which honestly is like really amazing. I don't play Minecraft that often, but I played every once in a while, especially with my friends or roommate. But Minecraft D&D depends on when it releases, how much and how in depth they go into it. Is honestly like a huge win for Wizards of the Coast, and they need a win. So they came off strong throwing that at us. And you need to look at it. It looks amazing. I wonder how it's going to play, how it's going to work, how looting, upgrading, all this other stuff. You can see bosses in there as well, beholders. There's going to be some random mobs. I'm sure there's going to be goblins and stuff in it. But it looks so good, especially if the world's all custom. And you can actually explore the Forgotten Realms. Or, even better, you can make your own custom homebrew worlds in it and then release it to the public, as well as just doing random RPG generation modes where villages and all that stuff. But I don't know how it's going to work. We're going to have to wait and see. But that looks so good right now. Next up, they just show Honor of Thieves trailer. That releases in like 2 to 3 days. I already ordered tickets to see it this Friday. And I'm super excited for it. I've seen people talk about how good it is. Just like how the magic and the villains are good. The comedy is, it has Marvel comedy. I'm pretty sure that seems like to be like the stereotypical movie thing nowadays is let's throw in some, like, I say Marvel comedy. Marvel didn't invent comedy, but you know what I'm talking about when I say Marvel comedy. But I'm excited to see it. I want to see it. I can't wait for it. So hopefully I'm not terribly bored of that movie. Next is the YouTuber Joe Cat and their animated song. It's really good. Go watch him. I'm a fan of his old work. I don't really watch him anymore now, but he's still a pretty cool dude. Go ahead and check him out. Joe Cat on YouTube. He's still doing a D&D series right now, to my knowledge, and I actually need to catch up on that because I enjoy his DMing. The next thing I want to talk about is the Bakugan D20s that they're releasing. If you ever play Bakugan, there's these little balls you would roll on like a magnet, and once it hit the magnet, it'd pop open into like a miniature like dinosaur, dragon, Pteranodon, just many different things. It was really cool as a kid, and they're turning that into like D20s now, where you can pop them open and it'll be like a beholder and shit like that. I'm not sure if they didn't explain it fully, if it's going to be magnetized or how they even pop open, but they kind of just hinted at it. D20s that can turn into your favorite monsters. It just reminded me of Bakugan a lot, so I thought it was really interesting. They also released just giant miniatures of like Xanathar, Owlbear, and the Displacer Beast from the movie, which I haven't seen yet, so know nothing about. Just wanted to talk about that real quick. It was just a simple thing they're releasing, and I thought it was really cool. Next, they're talking about Dungeons and Dragons combined with Magic the Gathering. I'm gonna skip that. I'm sorry. I'm not a huge fan of Magic the Gathering. I got the D&D deck because I wanted to try it out. Pretty cool. But yeah, next thing. Next, we have like the interview with R.A. Salvatore. I hope I'm saying that last name right. But his story of like how Drizzt was made and how it got into D&D is pretty cool. I enjoyed it. It was a quick one. But now we have something that is going to be very controversial in the D&D community. And that is the D&D Wizards of the Coast made VTT. And that has to do with a lot of things, where that can go, what they're going to do with it, because if they have their own VTT and it means that they might try some things, but I'm not going to go into that. But let's just talk about the VTT themselves. It looks great. Not going to lie. It looks good. I don't know how practical it's going to be. I'm actually staring at it right now in a little bit just to jog my memory, but it looks great. I don't know how it's going to play. VTTs, in my opinion, should be used for two things. One, the ease of the DM to run the game. And two, the players should be able to immerse themselves into the world visually and hopefully mechanically as well, but also should be able to take themselves out so they can use their theater of the mind to play the game as well. I feel like what a lot of VTTs try to do and fail at is to completely 100% immerse themselves into the VTT, because that requires the DM to work so much to do that, and it just doesn't work out unless you have an amazing DM who has a lot of free time on their hand. This VTT, I don't know how it works. I don't know how they build the maps. I just seen that they can import characters really fast, which, hey, plus. But Foundry VTT, which is what I use right now, can do that pretty easily as well. They didn't show how the monsters, how you could like use their attacks. They didn't show, again, how the map was built at all, how to place items. Where are the items, how to import your own assets if that's even possible, which I can 99% guarantee you cannot make your own assets. They're going to literally just punch you in the face. You try to do anything with this VDT, I bet they're gonna have 100% control on what you can put in the VTT, and you're not going to be able to make your own shit. You're gonna have to use what's in the system, which is something I don't normally like, but we will see. I'm not going to throw them to the curve and just herb stomp them and tell them that they are going to be doing this, but it's Wizards of the Coast, man. Come on. You know what they tried to pull not too many months ago. The VTT has, I think, a great combat initiative, but we will see just how good it is, because they showed only a limited number of monsters and players. So I want to see what happens when you fully like try to turn this into a large combat. But, you know, that's just semantics and me being very picky on what it can and can't do. But yeah, it looks good. They're not showing us enough. This is a preview, but I do not think they mentioned whether this is an alpha or beta version. I'm just a little worried on a lot of things. Oh, and the character art. Are they gonna make us? They're gonna make us. I thought about it for a second, and I was just like, maybe they might allow us to have our own character art and import it in there for free. No, we're probably gonna have to buy our own art to even put it in there. But again, I'm not gonna say that with 100% guarantee. I'm just saying Wizards of the Coast is a company, and a couple months ago they tried to take money away from the community and third-party content creators with the whole OGL situation. You need to watch some other YouTubers to get that. I did not know enough about it, nor did I have the time back then to talk about how extensively tried to fuck the community. Oh, I said the F word. YouTube, please. How they tried to screw over the community. I'm trying not to cuss as much, but fuck that. It's YouTube. I don't get paid for this shit yet anyways. Yet. Subscribe below. Yeah. Next thoughts on is the Wiz Minis, which is just like, you know, it's something you can probably, it's pretty cool, go check it out, but it's not something I really care about. Now the D&D documentary, I gonna be English good. I want to watch that. I just like to watch documentaries about D&D. I'm a huge fan of D&D and Pathfinder right now too. Shout out to my Pathfinder during this D&D stream. Documentary, pretty fun to watch. Now, this is something I'm actually interested in because I really never noticed it in D&D so far, which is where they're going to be taking it now and the storyline they're telling throughout the books. Like each book, there is hints to an overall arching story, or at least they supposedly kind of say. You had Mordecai, the wizard in Strahd. You had Tasha's books and spells and some other books. And now they're talking about bringing Big B, if you know the Big B hand spell. And this year's books, there's going to be hints of him in one of the Giants books. But the overall story that they're trying to expand is a lot different. They want to bring in new major villains. They said some from the movies and actually from a D&D cartoon show I didn't even know existed, which is pretty cool. Like, more D&D villains, overarching villains. I love that. It makes me feel like I'm an adventurer, especially if I can get a group of friends to continue these books with me with the same characters for years. We feel like we're actually progressing towards this overarching villain that this company is releasing to us to struggle and fight against. That's what I love so much about these adventure books. I usually create those myself, but if they can actually make it feel like, which hasn't been happening before, not gonna lie, all the books seem random and jumbled. If they can make it feel like I am striving towards a big bad guy, uncovering their plans throughout multiple books, but each book feeling like an actual book. I think the best example is the Lord of Strahd's books. Like, if you're a huge D&D fan, and when you meet Mordecai, you can kind of feel that there's something behind this other than Strahd. Just a tiny bit. It's not fully out there in your face, but Strahd is the big bad of that book, and that book is considered one of the best books. So, if they can do that in, like, every book, and they just get some better writers, or their writers just start hammering out these fucking golden goose books, that would make this series a lot funner for groups of people to just follow along, be excited for each book. What are they going to uncover in the next book? What kind of villain are they going to have to face? Why are they interconnected with this? They talk about something called the Obulus, which is like a Vecna thing, apparently. I don't remember any Obulus, not gonna lie, in any of the books. They said there was a couple throughout the books in like previous years. Did not recognize him. I think the only time I recognized an Obulus was actually from a D&D video by a YouTuber. I think his name was Mashed Potatoes or something like that. I really don't remember his name. But he mentioned it, and I thought it was weird. It was just randomly in this book that he was playing in. But yeah, they also want to explore like the multiverse a little bit more. I think they said like the last few years was basically that, but they want to go more into it. I actually don't know how I feel about the D&D multiverse. Like some areas are a little weird to explore. I didn't like Space Jammers, or I really forget the name. I call it Space Jam because that's what I used to make fun of it. It was such a terrible book. It had nothing in it, no rules on anything. Honestly, they should just, if they do a similar book to that, they need to not sell that one or give it away for free. It's a terrible book. I don't know what to say. It had some fun things in it, I'll say. It had some really cool monsters in it. Not worth the money I spent on it, like I think $40 either way. But that was pretty much the stream, Wizards of the Coast. There's some good, there's some bad, there's a lot of worry. The VTT scared me. It scared me a little bit. I don't want to punch. I am guessing punching upward. What am I talking about? It's a company, but I'll climb up there and I'll make sure that people know that this is just a ripoff. But right now we have nothing on it, which usually worries me even more. Not a lot of companies release so much information about a product, even if it's like 2 weeks before release. They just don't want their customers to know. They're being in the dark. They want to try to get as many first buyers as possible. And I hope they don't betray our trust in the community and make a VTT, which they're going to have it closed off to the rest of the world, inside this little cage of VTT, and players who come and buy it and are like having buyer's remorse. We're just gonna suck the money out of you with this VTT, and no. There's some good here. Wizards of the Coast, I think they're going in the right direction of this direct, and I think it's pretty nice. I'm gonna try to shorten this video down to 10 minutes, but we'll see. I want you guys to, if you can, you know, it's up to you. I'm not saying you have to, but like, if you want to, subscribe. I'm gonna try my darndest to make more YouTube videos. I do pretty much anything. If you're not here for me, then you probably won't like this channel. I play just random games. But subscribe. I guess hit that bell notification. That's what I'm supposed to say. And I'll see you guys soon. I'm gonna play some Mountain Blade.